Good morning, sweetheart. Today I have for you a review of a really rare PANERAI model. The number is 120. And this is my first video outdoors, so you have to keep in mind that there will be a lot of sounds of birds and a lot of different noises. So you have to forgive me this kind of interruptions. Maybe somebody will like it. And I'm not sure if there will be not too much light to do this video, but probably you will appreciate more the blue of the dial, because I already can see that in some reflection you can truly appreciate and admire and the beauty of this blue dial with the satin finish. And this is one of the this is an example of one of the smaller models of the PANERAI. This is a 40 millimeters without a crown, and this model also have the unique feature of the bracelet. If you're watching this video, probably are a fan of the brand, and you probably know that the bracelet is quite rare in PANERAI watches. They are mostly famous for the strap changing tools, and often people that like PANERAI used to change strap because they have those easy to use screws on the sides, and you can swap straps with ease. Here you have a bracelet, and I think this is the way to go with a 40mm PANERAI watch. Because many people online complain that 40mm PANERAI it's like too small watch, although it isn't small in general, and because you still have this quite big crown guard on the right, and I would say this 40mm watch is more for people that are used to wearing Rolex and something of that nature with similar size. Although I have a relatively slim wrist myself, 17.5 centimeters, I'm also a supporter of the theory that the 40mm PANERAI are a bit too small. Don't get me wrong, this is nothing bad about it. Many people would even appreciate that fact, but I think that the idea behind the PANERAI design was that it's supposed to be big watch with a lot of wrist presence, but still wearable for almost everybody. And this is like the huge advantage of those designs that pass the test of time for over 100 years now. Taking this all into consideration, I can't say that this is true about this particular model because of the bracelet. This is really a full, heavy, very unique, very nicely done bracelet, mixed of satin and polish finish, and this center shape on the bracelet is probably made to match the shape of the crown guard that you can see on the right, the famous crown guard. That, like, this is the most famous thing about the PANERAI. You can cover the whole watch, leave the crown guard, and you still will know what watch, what producer made this particular watch. And here you have how the clasp looks on the inside. Very secure, double deployment one, with nice deep engravings. When we're talking about the size of the watch, I will show you right away how it looks on my wrist. As I said, 17.5 centimeters, so it wears great and feels great. It's very comfortable, nothing moves in any direction, and still it has really a lot of wrist presence, mainly because of the bracelet and also because the fantastic blue dial. PANERAI itself was ahead of time with this blue design. Many companies after that make also the blue dials and make blue dial color appear quite often in many luxury brands, but PANERAI was one of the first ones that apply it in their production. Here you have how it looks on the wrist and some other background As you can see, those center rings are really highly polished and catches the light beautifully. In this case, unusually for PANERAI, has a lot of satin finish, as you can see here on the sides, on the looks, and it is made to contrast with really high polished bezel and the crown guard, and also the bracelet. And I think it's really mixed. This mix of surfaces is playing nicely with the light, catching a lot of light and a lot of reflection. So I think they did a really good job. And besides of that, this is like a more unusual and more something different for people that like PANERAI, but they are used to some kind of design, some kind of looks, and very often PANERAI released new models of in almost the same version, I would say, just like different color or something like that. And for normal people, not fans for the brand, they are looking the same. And here you have at least like more visible differences between standard models and this particular one, and this one is considered to be a quite rare one. Case back is solid, with only some information about the watch company, limitation, and this particular model, as usually in PANERAI. In newer models, they are often doing a see-through case back to admire the finish on the watch. And here, honestly, you have a basic, I mean not basic, but for me this is like the best Swiss-made affordable movement value 7750, just with removed chronograph function. This is a quite unusual modification, I would say, but still you will get the reliability and the functionality, and like proven in many models durability of this particular Swiss-made movement. Here we have the close-up of the dial. As you can see, the magnifier glass covering the date is made like in Rolex watches, so it's under the crystal, so you cannot damage it so easily. You have here this sausage indexes, so the lume is applied on the top of the dial. It is not underneath it. And on the left you have a second sub-dial. Here I want to show you the watch in yet another different light conditions, when the sun is lower on the horizon, later during the day. I also want to show you the most characteristic feature of a PANERAI watch, so the crown guard. It is extremely easy to use, much easier and much more comfortable and secure than screwing the crown in my experience. Very often also the crown that is screw down type, and the screws, seals and stuff like that are getting loose with time. And here this is also like a 20 years old watch, and everything works perfectly, and it's extremely simple. Now crown, you can operate the crown, so you can wind it up and you use it as you're changing the date, and on the third position you will set the time. And now when you want to close it, you just push it here and the crown is secure and closed. And the last thing about this model that I want to talk about is probably the price of it. It isn't a cheap model. Honestly, there aren't many cheap PANERAIs on the market, if there are not fake ones. But this particular model, I would say from 4,500 euros to 5,000 euros. This is a reasonable price depending on the condition and the set that you will get with the watch. So you have to spend really a lot, but still you will get some unique features, unique even for Panerai lovers. And on the bracelet, really very comfortable watch with a small size, very versatile. You can wear it with a suit. It's also a great sports watch with nice water resistance. So if you would like to have one watch, it could be the watch to go, and could be the watch for you. And I think you will really appreciate the looks, especially of the dial and the battery design itself. Okay, so that's probably it. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have a great day. Bye.